All right, welcome everybody. While we just took the first step, and if you did not do the first step, this is a recording of the first step. I want you to see how the artist brain thinks through things as you go through the steps. And, the question that the problem we have to solve is make an artwork of what does Michigan's bright future look like to you? And so when you think of bright future, I think of a sunrise. I think a brand new day, refreshing. Uh, Symbolic of that is like the open door. So the future. So I'm showing you all of my thoughts as I think of what they're asking us to do. Where do we live? Detroit. Maybe we'll draw the city. Maybe we'll just draw the outside of our house. All right. The element of art is space. We want to create a place so that we can make the viewer of the artwork that we're trying to do feel comfortable in the space and understand what's there. And perspective, we are going to look at bird's eye view perspective. And so just imagine the oh, I'm not showing my screen, I'm showing a photo. I took all these post-it notes because I wanted to make sure I touch base before we begin. All right, so if this is overwhelming, just a second, we're going to go to a white sheet of paper. All right, so again, the element of art is space that we're looking at, creating a feeling of space, and there is going to be space in our paper. We're going to draw a picture of a human in the bottom right hand corner. It does look like it's a safe environment where people are content by the way our person is posed. It's going to give the sense of movement. I remember the principle of design movement where we feel like we can go through the picture. She's sort of like an arrow and she's pointing from the bottom right corner, pointing into the artwork. So we want to look at more of it. The student is reading independently, so that's good. That's optimistic. Again, optimistic is the sunrise, not sleeping in bed all day. And as I said, we are going to be drawing a picture of a bird's eye view. That's like the bird, and you are viewing on top, sort of hovering over top of this environment that we're going to draw. Positive symbols, again, are the open door and the sunshine. And Michigan's bright future is like the theme. Okay, so let me get off of here. Oh, hold on. All right, so here we are. Welcome, friends. We are going to draw today. Uh, there was a video I found on YouTube that inspired me, and I want you to know that I hope you get inspired by the video. Let's just take a look at it right quick. It's only going to take like less than a minute. Okay, I muted it because it's really loud. And let me explain how I try to break this down easy so that you can get it on the paper. So the head shape, it's like they started drawing the top of an 8. All right. And then it looks like a hockey stick or a Grim Reaper stick or a backwards number 7. And it also looks like, looking at the whole thing, it looks like she's starting to draw the number 8. All right. Hold on. And then from the hockey stick, we turned it into a check mark. So that'll be the next step we do. And then we look the other way and we see it looks like an equal sign. And all of these things that I'm saying, make an equal sign. You could make an equal sign. All right. You can make a number 8. All right. And then this bubble letter V, or this bubble check box. Not check box, but check. I'm not going to add this little line here. All right. Now she paints. If you want to paint this later and use this as an example, you most certainly can do so. I like this drawing because we don't know what race she is. It's like sort of universal, and then whoever's looking at it, feels equal. If you want to, if you want to make it a boy, obviously I'm thinking we would just make it shorter hair, and I can show you how to do that in a second. All right, now this is the hard part, is when we're getting to drawing hands and hand studies and body studies. Part of the reason I'm doing this lesson is because a lot of students are like, Miss K, I want to know how to draw the body. I want to do anime. And this is sort of a little bit in the middle. It's not anime and it's not too much realistic, so it doesn't feel so scary. She's about to draw a letter T, it looks like. Now, obviously, that's not really a letter T. It's going to be her hand holding a book. It's a girl reading a book. So here we go. And I'm just going to have us draw a square first for the book. And then she's got what looks like, I just was driving by Frida Kahlo's house, and right by there's a church that has on the top of the church, it's Mother Mary looking down. And to me, this little figure looks like Mother Mary looking down, just a very simple shape. All right. And then right next to it is a smaller finger shape. So this is the thumb shape, the finger shape. And we're going to look at my hand so we can sort of notice like what's going on here. What is she drawing? And then it looks like a 3 that looks like it's squished. Do you see how? Or a candy cane. And then, or maybe number 7 that's squished. But this shape right here, start here, looks like a bird shape or a 3 shape. Okay? And it's just a girl holding a book. Then we're going to add the pages. I'm going to add a little more to it. And then I don't think we'll do that part, but we're going to, and if you want to make the back shape like that, you can. All right, all right. But this is the next part we need to do, is I'm going to do her braid. I think it looks really cool, and all it is it looks like you're connecting heart shapes. So it looks like J's, and they start out big J's, and right here it looks like a frowny curved line, so not even a J shape. And then the J's and the frowny curved lines get smaller, and then they start painting. So I am not even going to go there. That's not what I need from this drawing. And so what I'm showing you is how to take something, a video that you might find on YouTube, and use it to help you draw a picture to get your work done. So here we go. I'm going to drop this right here in the chat, so it's there if I need it. All right. And so here is a finished, here is like my idea. Okay. And so I've put a Detroit Lions shirt on her. Okay. Thinking about maybe having her think, having an idea, maybe just drawing the light bulb, the buildings, the perspective. I will be in future videos. I wrote it out in just plain letters, but I'm going to go over them. So watch for this video that drops. All right. And that's not very good, but I will eventually use a red marker because red has emphasis. And after I erase the center, Miss K, why are you showing us this if we don't need it right now? Just because I know my students get ahead of themselves, and I just want you to see how to do this letter, all right? And then I would just color it in. All right, but we're not worrying about that now. The only goal today is to get done with the person, and it's a good gestured person, all right, and they look comfortable. So here we go. You know what, I'm going to leave this up here, all right. Now you might use post-it notes to practice your shapes and then lay them down there so you know that you like it or not, because I know sometimes it's scary to have a plain piece of paper, and we might not want to, start. It's very scary to have a plain sheet of paper, but we're going to do this. All right, so here's our plain sheet of paper. The first good thing I want you to do is to put your name on it. You're going to get bonus 100 points. And the video we just watched turns the paper this way. And the girl is about this big, okay? We don't want we need to have space to show all the things we need to do for this assignment, right? So we want to make sure that we are just using the video, but being able to have space for everything else, okay? It almost looks like a number 13 as I'm looking at this. So let's just focus on what we're doing today, and that is drawing this person. Okay, so stand up in front of your paper. Notice my paper is landscape way. It is not portrait way. Okay, it is not portrait way. Find the middle of your paper. Okay, if you got a glue bottle, just put your middle finger in the center of the paper, scoot over to the side, and then right up next to it, put that glue bottle. Hold the top of the glue bottle, and you're just going to trace the very tip of the glue bottle. Notice I didn't even go halfway. All right. Now the way to finish that is you can move it up, okay, and trace the bottom, or you could use the mini post-it note and cut out the oval. All right. But notice how my oval is turned. We want the person to look like they are down looking at the book. All right. Now, if I would just say, all right, everybody draw, I would get a dark oval that's not the perfect oval. And so that's why I really I want you to start thinking about the glue bottle, turning it at an angle, or have a little post-it note and turn the oval so it's at an angle. Okay, we want this comfortable feeling of being in this space. We want the viewer to feel comfortable. Okay, we got the oval. Next step. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I wanted the video up. Actually, I'm just going to do this. Oh, no, I'm not, because it doesn't allow me to. Okay, then let me go get the video. Make it bigger. Pause it. Oh, it's not letting me make it bigger. All right, I think we can do it without it, but I had it on the screen during class so you could see the video at the same time as the finished drawing, at the same time as the steps of the drawing. Okay, so here we go. The next step is the backward 7, or the hockey stick, and it's sort of aiming towards the middle bottom. See how my hand is going this direction over here. And then the next step is, like I said, backward 7 or a hockey stick. All right, and then after that, we want to turn it into a check mark. I guess that's probably the easiest right there. Look at that. Check mark. Okay. And the next step is the equal sign. And just start in the middle of the check mark, move over. Equal sign. But it's a little off, obviously. Okay. Make a little backward C. Or it looks like a tall, skinny J. You got this. You got this. And you know what? I have to make it a little longer. How do you know that, Miss K? Because once I come over here, it's going to make the wrist really skinny. I want to be able to come about right here. So we are bubbling our check to make it look like a bubble letter V kind of. All right, so here I go. There's that J shape. Now I'm coming over here. I think I might have still. And friends, don't be sad if you make a line and it's not right. Don't get frustrated, even experienced drawers. That's why I always say draw lightly. Okay, draw lightly, lightly. All right, and then here is, you know what, let's do this. What are we doing, Miss K? We are drawing us holding a book, or a girl holding a book. All right, and trying to show you exactly the pose that it is. There it is. I'm going to drop that in the chat. So all this stuff is in the chat for you. All right. And so we've got the wrist, and then we've got this shape that looks like a 3. Look, it looks like the bottom of the 3 and then the top of the 3. All right. Then we got this pinky, and if you want to be more realistic, it actually has little lines in it there, but we're just making a little skinny upside down U. And then we've got the thumb, and that was what looked like Mother Mary to me, and so we're going to put that there, and then we just finish it out. Okay, so this is hand studies, drawing the hand as well. Let's go ahead and let's make it look like a contour line. Now, contour lines, just like this bracelet, is wrapped around my wrist, and it sort of looks like a C shape. I'm trying to turn it sideways so you can see this. See how it looks like a backward C right here? This is contouring around my hand so it looks 3D. So we want to do that, and we're just going to do a C shape right there. And then we're going to do the hand, and we want to come at the top and do that sideways 3. All right, sideways 3, and then the pinky, upside down U. All right, and then I think it looks like Pikachu. Doesn't it look a little like Pikachu? I'd go to look at Pikachu right now, but I want to make sure we're maximizing our time. But just this looks like the ears of Pikachu, the face of Pikachu, and then the body of Pikachu. And then here is, oh, I think I made that too big. And you can tell with relation to the head. All right, this is a thumb. And then I am going to draw the fingernail, and it just looks like a backwards J in there. All right, and then the rest of the hand, well, if you want to look at the photo, it does it goes with the rest of the arm, but then it turns. See how mine is turning a little bit? So maybe it'll turn, maybe not. All right. And then we got to get the book on there. So the book is basically like a square shape. So I'm just going to literally put it right over the thumbs. And and the pinky. But I'm not drawing over it. I'm going to split the book down the center. And sometimes when you're holding the book open, you do touch that middle, and then your pinky holds that other side. All right. And then we're going to make it look like text, like she's reading something. And if you want to make maybe once upon a time and write the word once, you can. Maybe you can write Michigan or history or whatever you want. Now let's make our book look super cool in 3D. So let's just add a darkened, tall, skinny rectangle here. And then same thing on the other side. And I'm coloring in really dark just so I remember the contrast. Contrast is good, black next to white. All right, but let's really make it look good. So we go to the middle of the square and make a letter V, small letter V, and then we're just going to make it go frowny curved line, down here, frowny curved line. Try not to get over Pikachu or the hand, frowny curved line. All right, then we're going to work on the hair now. All right, actually let's go, well, yeah, let's do that. So looking at the hair, we want to make sure that it's all going the right direction. So we have that oval, and we're just gonna, it almost looks like I'm drawing a watermelon, like I'm drawing these lines curving along with the side. So maybe a backward C, and then a forward C, and then in the middle it just becomes straight. All right, and then we're just gonna, you know, she's leaning, so her hair might be falling a little bit. So we're just gonna go outside. Maybe the wind's blowing. She is outside. And so now I just want you to start at the top of the head and make this long curved line, and it's just this is like an arrow, and it's pointing. We're using our art shapes to point to what we're trying to get to, what the main part of the art is. Okay, so candy cane small, candy cane bigger. So let's just do the big candy cane right here at the bottom of the head. And then we're going to just jump on the other side, make it a little smaller. So we have an extra large candy cane. And then we're going to make like a large candy cane. And we just keep making it smaller. Smaller. Or maybe that one's the same size. It's okay. Just don't go small to big. All right. And then once you have, it's so tiny that you can't do it anymore, just go ahead and make a line. And then we're going to make an upside down U. And then we're going to make like a curved V. And color it in with your pencil, and then we've got like the tip of her hair, and it looks really cool. All right, so just go ahead and color inside of those candy canes. If you feel confident that you did it right, you can use a black marker, or black crayon or black colored pencil. All right, and right here, it looks like a letter V. Do you see? I'm going over and I'm making a letter V. Letter V. Okay, now we got to finish her body, and we're almost done, friends. Are we ready? Okay, so here is her shoulder. We want to make her shoulder on the other side the same size, right? So just trace over her left shoulder and then come over here, and her shoulders are down a little bit like that. Okay, and then it just looks like a number 7, so she gets about halfway to number 7, and then her bottom looks like the bottom of a number 3. Okay, and we're just going to curve that right into her arm, and there she is. And we really can't tell. We're not, idealizing any kind of shape. It's a good shape for her. In the video, it shows she has like a shirt on that has the back like that. You don't have to do that, but if you do, there's where that is. So friends, I hope you enjoyed drawing. Again, you can decorate yours any way you want. You can write Detroit Lions, really make it look like the person is in Detroit. I wrote Michigan history on my book. The next step with you, I am going to make her have like this thought bubble. The last winner did the light bulb, so we might do a light bulb and then just leave it like that, because the fact that you have a thought, you're showing you're bright, you're asking questions, you're being curious. And so we're going to do the letters on the right side of the paper nice and big so it attracts attention, but you can do it whatever way you want. I'm also thinking about having a sun. Here is the horizon line. She's going to be near her house. The door is open. I did draw like skyscrapers, like the GM building that we just got done drawing. So you could copy and paste your GM building and put it in the background of the horizon. And then I've got this perspective of her sitting outside. And I just want you to know this, and then I'll stop the video, is as you start your perspective, the lines go straight across left to right. So I advise you to make sure you have a post-it note going left to right. But as you keep making them, okay, you want to double the size. So this is doubled. It is about that big. Okay, this size doubled is about this big. All right, and you can see we're going to erase the number 1s there. And this size doubled is this big, and this is how you make it look so super cool, like you're going into space. All right, and then the last part, she's just sitting there, and this might be a shadow. I'm going to erase this. All right, so friends, I hope you enjoyed looking at how to practice drawing and taking a video and using part of it to create a bigger problem solving, making a poster. So thank you for being here and have a great day.